homies? Welcome. My name is JT. This is my channel. I'm in my home in Los Angeles. I run a company called CreatorX. We actually have some real momentum right now. We find brands creators. So if a brand is looking for a creator to hire on their team, we go and find that creator for the brand. And I'm really just showing you guys a lot of my life of me building this business and all the things that make me me. In today's video, you will see lots of meetings. I'm going to walk you through my calendar in a second. You'll see lots of meetings. You'll actually hear different things that are going on with us and projects that we're working on. And if you happen to be thinking about how to get your own product out there into the world, towards the end of this video, I'm going to share one tip that I think will help you get seen by more people. Let's jump into the day. Thanks again for being here. Let's go. Meetings. Here we go.
I understood from our correspondence that you know Riverside, and I guess you've maybe used it before.
I definitely do. I've been on plenty of podcasts. Every one of them that is not in person is using Riverside, so I'm very familiar with it. I have not used it this way, where it's like a Zoom, so this is unique. But I think it's a great platform. Like I think that people do a really good job with their podcasts with it. If I do launch a podcast and I'm doing anything virtually, it will be done through Riverside. So I think it's really cool.
Recently, within the past couple of months, we've had like some crazy growth and have come out with like a ton of new features, both like free and paid, essentially like editing and live stream features. We're kind of getting the word out so that, people know that we are more than just podcasting, and kind of start talking to like entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, creators about like our free features. I'd love to hear kind of what you're doing with like both of those channels, and then we could see if maybe we could like find some overlap.
Awesome. Okay, so YouTube, my thing right now is just documenting the process of me building my business. Most of my time, what I'm spending on is running my company called CreatorX. As a creator myself, I'm just right now showing the life of a founder. So YouTube is just basically like behind the scenes. And then it's also sometimes like thoughts or tips that I have like on a very specific subject. TikTok is more just random ideas that I have. It's less like really me talking about my life. It's more of just like ideas that are going on. And then Instagram, I would say, is kind of a mix of both.
For us, it's like super important that we're working together because you actually like Riverside.
Yeah.
You can pay anyone to talk about anything, but it's not really like what we like to do.
I agree. I don't work with any companies unless it's very organic for me and easy for me to talk about. That's why I'm like really curious about these other ones, like the other things that you guys, the other features that you guys have. Particularly, what I'm looking at right now of if I could upload a long form video, either edited or raw, and get individual moments, not even video, but I'm seeing like AI show notes. If I could get like individual different takeaways from that video, that could be like individual pieces of content on LinkedIn, or that I could write with text or put on my story. That's something that's really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. That's what show notes does. It takes your content, even if it's uploaded, whatever it is, and it'll summarize it for you. Usually it's both. It's some kind of like a long form and bulleted so that you can like repurpose that info.
Awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate the interest, and excited to like get more familiar with the platform and potentially work together. I feel like this could be a cool one. I've used it probably 25 times with podcasts. Didn't know that they had different editing tools. Didn't know that they had a live streaming platform to be able to go live on different things. Didn't know that they had a bit of like a AI chat GPT-esque kind of summarizer. If I can upload my YouTube videos, even unedited ones, and get different takeaways from it, or even if I can upload meetings, to me that's something that I think will be really, really helpful. I actually could see myself really using it, so I'm excited to try it out.
We have basically not touched the YouTube channel in probably about 3 years. There's like nothing that's been done to it.
My question with that is just, do you have the actual infrastructure for people to be filming? Because I do feel like you guys could put out educational content with somebody talking about a topic that's helpful to the audience, but do you have that person that would actually be talent?
That's one of the things we're looking at. We have the capabilities within the framework of StreamYard, and we have some people that we think from a talent perspective that we would be able to tap into.
Do you guys feel like you would be looking at YouTube as it needing to work quickly or as a longer term play? Because I just know YouTube is the hardest to grow on and it takes the longest amount of time and repetition. So I would just say the thing that I would like you guys to be mindful of is there's no potential for it to pop the kind of same way that like an Instagram or a TikTok can. I do think that YouTube can be super beneficial for you guys, but I just don't want there to be internally be like the aspiration of this is like a couple month thing, and then be like, shoot, why isn't it working after 3 months?
No, there isn't. That's a great point. We're producing more and more long form content, and I need a place for it to live, which is YouTube, but I don't want to start sending people there when the rest of it's a big hot mess.
Is there a lot of red tape around what's possible to try? Or are you guys looking for like, give us some ideas that are like out there?
No, I think we're open to some ideas that are out there. I'm not the subject matter expert here, but let's do man on the streets at a small business expo and ask 5 people what their biggest marketing challenge is, and then create a commercial for them on the spot. That would be something like that. There would be an appetite to try and see what worked.
Looking at it right now, like I feel like the way that I would love to start is just by us actually like starting with like putting time on the calendar for us to like start working on some of these 4, and then we can be transparent about like, guys, this is actually not doable for us, or guys, we can actually add more to our plate. We'll take a peek at the YouTube that's existing and then send us that info whenever you get a chance.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to this a lot.
Awesome, Michelle. Same with us. Here to help. What up, brother?
JT, how are you?
Great, man. Really good.
We have like almost 600,000 Instagram followers. Like TikTok has sort of been backburnered, or at least not backburnered, but like doing the bare minimum. I think it's a time to do a bit of our own like scalable content series. So trying to find sort of the right long-term solution for a content creator that could maybe wear a lot of hats and be like good testing a bunch of ideas.
The way that I would look at it is I would try and find somebody that has a proven track record of creating the style of content that you guys want them to make for your account. At least if you're trying to do it like with the least amount of friction and the easiest guess as to if it will work or not. The challenge is you guys are looking for somebody to actually have content perform on social. So if you find somebody that doesn't have the track record of actually performing on social, you might just have to go through like a longer process of them like learning social while you're paying them for the work. Dream scenario is it's a mix between talent on camera and somebody that actually understands how to get it to perform organically. The best thing would be like coming up with a couple of these different personas and then like going and looking for people that are like dream style of content. Just like, this is the style, exactly somebody like this, but for environmentally conscious content. It might literally be like, there's nobody doing this and we need to pioneer it, which then you're able to be like, we got to create this character. So maybe we do go to a comedian and be like, look, nobody's doing this in the world. We're going to be the first one. You're the talent. And we're going to come out with this with having no pioneers for us to look towards.
If you guys have a more streamlined path to getting there, we would be interested in that and see what that looks like.
Our company is like a recruiting firm, so we go and find top tier talent that is going to come and do this for you. The reason why I ask you of like, what have you tried before, is because we want to be the last scenario for you guys to come to after you've exhausted all of your own efforts. So like posting on your story, posting to your account, using your existing network. Like, we get really in the weeds and it's like a full recruiting service. So we want to be the people that you come to when you're like, we've tried everything else. What we're seeing lately is there's kind of like these 3 different tiers of creators. There's like this $3,000 to $5,000. This is you paying the creator directly for 15 videos a month. There's like this $3,000 to $5,000 creator that is almost like it's UGC elevated. So It's like they can do trends, they can talk to the product, they understand the platform, but they probably don't have active traction on their own account. So it's a little bit of a guessing game. This is like where it's like the talent that is like great talent as an actor or actress, but isn't like savage with social. Like they don't like necessarily know how to get it to perform. 5 to 7 is where you're getting somebody that like actively has traction, and you're looking at their account and it's not a guessing game. You're like, they have active engagement. If they do this series for us, we have a much better chance of it performing. And then beyond that, beyond 7,000, we see companies are starting to do this like hybrid. It's like an influencer partnership where it's like a couple of posts on the influencer account, but more content on the brand's account. But you are like leveraging their personal audience. It's either that or it's a long form creator, which is another thing we're getting asked, is like, can you find us somebody that can hold attention on YouTube? So that's typically beyond 7,000.
How do you recommend, I can go through my feed and stuff. Do you have like a way to sort of like, hey, really, really just scan what's out there?
I would search on Google and type the word TikTok or type the word Instagram after the keywords that you search. But I would search specific topics, then go and click through content on those platforms, TikTok and Instagram specifically, because a lot of those are SEO based now, where you can search more specific videos. And then I would just scroll through videos that it shows you along that feed. Yeah, I think you do a little test with people. I think you hit up some people. Hey, we're thinking of piloting a series. We want to pay you for this test, but we're not sure if it's going to turn into anything or not. Do you have an interest in this? Let's have you make a video or two, and then you guys look at the content and be like, does this fit with us or not? And then move on with the people that you don't.
I've been alone inside my mind.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to connect. I'm excited to learn more about CreatorX. Farm to Me is a 14-year-old network for emerging CPG brands. We have 34,000 founders in the network. We're the largest network in the world.
I look at it as we're a connection company. We help brands build connection with their audience. We also help creators build connection with their business, because most creators are relying on brand deals to live off of. And most businesses don't know how to connect with their audience through content, because they come from the side of paid, where it's very transactional. So both sides, we try and help them connect deeper by working with each other. We have creators in the database that have 3 million followers that have been in that have enormous audiences and just have not been able to run a business, like actually like turn their, even some of them have, a lot of them even have agents, but just have not been able to turn their content into a full-time business, but are exceptional at creating. Then we also have creators that are just out of college, that have taken up TikTok during the pandemic and are now just graduating college and are like, I really understand TikTok and I'm good at it, and I don't want to go and work a job using my degree, so I would rather try and find a job making content. Our database is built around, would these people be the right people to go and work for a company? Not, are these people the best influencers or like the potential of being the next like $1 million or $1 billion creator?
So I think like first and foremost is like putting out a newsletter on like how to actually find, how to vet influencers for CPG. And I think like what you guys are building, we could put together like a quick paragraph blurb and a 30-second video pretty easily from all the content you've already made, probably on Instagram and
love
TikTok.
it. Would love to put together, like I could even do like a loom of like, here's what I would look for to vet influencers. I'm down to do any sort of educational thing that helps your audience. It would also be really helpful for us to get in front of those people. So whatever you feel like this would be really helpful for them, happy to. All right, so that was with a guy that has an awesome newsletter for tons and tons of founders that are in the natural foods world. For me, when there's opportunities for me to provide some sort of education and get in front of people that we could potentially work together or just build relationships with, where there's something down the road that could be worthwhile, I'm all for it. So he has an audience that is looking for education around content. I have education around content. So I'm like, let me make some stuff for you that would be helpful, or even just like send you some stuff that I think those people would really get some value from. Let's walk through how I do my calendar. I like my calendar to be very colorful. I do it like this. So purple is fitness, health, and wellness. Green is events. Black is doesn't matter. Red is filming. Light red is to do, like admin and tasks. Blue is personal. And then these other ones I actually don't really use. And then yellow is my meetings. That's the default color. I like to see a lot of color in my calendars. If my calendar is colorful, that means it's been a great day because I balanced a lot of things that I got to do or that I love to do in my day. So look at the last handful of weeks. So I don't do it really on the weekends, but color. So let's walk through today. I woke up at 5 o'clock. I did a meditation. I was able to shower, work out, and be done by 7 a.m. And at 7 a.m. I started editing a YouTube video. So I edited from 7 until 9 a.m. This was all one video. It took me a very long time. And then at 9 a.m. I started my meetings. I have 8 meetings today. Meeting with Riverside at 9, meeting with a brand at 9:30, meeting with CPG brand at 10, meeting with a network of brands at 10:30 about CreatorX, meeting with another company at 11 for CreatorX. Seems like majority of these are all CreatorX today. So another brand at 11:30, Frida Baby at 11:30, 12 o'clock Javi Coffee, 12:30 with another drink brand called Mellow, and then meeting with another agency at 1:30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meetings in total. Very heavy day. My days are not always that heavy. If you go look at like last week, it's not always that many meetings. But I do like when I have meetings like this. I like when I'm kind of like in a gauntlet of meetings. It's nice to just get in the zone. Then when I'm done with these meetings, I have lunch, and then I will film content for myself. This is usually in the afternoon. I film content for short form. So like I'll do Instagram, I'll do TikTok, usually film in the afternoon. Then today I end up having therapy, actual therapy for myself, which I also love and think is really helpful. And then I have personal time from 4 to 6. This will probably end up being turned into a freaking red and done more content, or maybe it'll be turned into yellow and it might end up being more meetings. Who knows? But for now, it's my own personal time, so we'll see. But that's my day today. Let's keep it going. Let's put something different on. I've been wearing this hat all day. There we go.
One of the gaps we have is sort of a little bit more of like the parenting culture, relatable humor, things that sort of like can help associate our brand with like what parents experience. There's sort of like these things that we have and these places that we want to go from a storytelling standpoint, but we don't necessarily have the people or the bandwidth, even like the podcast style clips, stuff like that. We have the people at the office who could talk about it. We don't have the person who could like shoot it, edit it, concept it, get the caption, like all that sort of nitty gritty. So that's also something I'm very curious about is like, do you guys source talent who isn't necessarily on camera, but is that like behind the scenes mastermind?
Okay, so this is perfect because this is exactly why we started what we're doing. Those are the exact people we find. I would say majority of the people that we find are in front of the camera, like on-screen talent, but I'm sure a lot of them would also be more than willing to be not in camera if there was talent that they could film. So that's definitely something we have placed before, and I think there's even more people that would, especially if they were advocates of the brand. Even if they're not in our active database, we know the people to go to ask if there are people that would have an interest in it. So a lot of the jobs that we do, a lot of it is manual. Like us literally going to coffee with like 5 people and being like, you have any creators that would have an interest in this? So we're just like it's a mix of us being online and being like actually in the field, looking for people. So I would say that we get in the gritty parts of it. Even if you guys did post a job to like a job board where there was real talent, a lot of them just don't apply. Gotta love when you film a whole conversation and the microphone is not turned on. Just love that. Incredible. Something that we're doing that I'm really proud of that I feel is a big value to companies is when we send them the list of creators, we typically send them 20. And what we were doing before is we would send them the list of 20, they would pick one person, and then they would pay us for the recruiting fee. A lot of the brands started being like, hey, what if we want to use number 3 and number 5 and number 7? And before we would be like, that's an additional fee. Yeah, we'll discount it a little bit the more creators that you pick, but if you pick 2, you pay us for 2. You pick 3, you pay us for 3. At a certain point, we got to being like, wait, it would be so much more valuable to a company if they got to pick all 20 for the price of 1. So if a brand had more budget and we had gone through this process of vetting these creators, finding them really qualified people, and the brand was like, you know what, we actually like number 1 and number 5 and number 9, and we could use these 3 for ads, and these ones we want to invite to our event, it just makes it even better for them to be able to use all of them. So the way that it works for us now is if we send you this list and you pick one person or you pick 20 people, you still pay us for 1. You just pay for 1 person. So that way it's better for the creators because the creators, that more creators can get hired then, which is great for us because we're trying to find more creators work. And it's better for the brands because the brand is getting potentially 20 to 40 creators for the price of 1. Somebody brought this to our attention a couple months ago and was like, you guys don't know the value that you would be providing if you gave them even more access to use all of these other creators. And when he brought that to our attention, it was just like, let's do that. Now we do it, and it's been something that I feel really good about, and that brands have been really loving. I told you guys at the beginning of this video that I wanted to share one piece of advice for somebody that's trying to get their product seen by more people. Something that's been so helpful for me is just sharing the process of building. Like me actually putting these videos out and on my Instagram story talking about what I'm up to, and in content talking about what I'm up to, on LinkedIn I'm talking about what I'm up to. Even when I wasn't at a place where it was like, we're successful, I was just sharing my own thoughts and ideas as to what I was wanting to build, and it brought the audience along with me. So if that's you, where you have a product and you're like, I want my product to be seen by more people, I just want to encourage you, put it out into the world. Tell people what you are up to. The audience that you're looking for is out there, and if your product, which most products do, start from a pain point that you were experiencing, I just really encourage you to like share, like put it out there. Get people to know what you're up to, and especially if you're not in a place where you're having real success, because everybody loves an underdog story, just share where you're at. You'll find people that will really resonate with what you're building and what you're trying to do. And then when you actually have something to offer them, and it is a actually fleshed out product where you feel good with it, you'll have an audience of people that are looking to join in on the benefits of it. That's my tip for you. Hope that was helpful. It's been really helpful for me. All right, it's 12:40, 8 meetings in, and I'm loving it. I want more companies working with us. I want to find more creators for brands. I want to build this. I want to keep helping people, and we got a lot more that we're gonna do. We're just getting started, and I'm having a ton of fun. Time for some lunch.
All my fears don't restrain me, cause the shit I went through in the past is I'm still wrestling